IGCSE Physics, Paper Code 0625, Paper 1, Variant 1, May June 19, and today we are going to solve question 1 to question number 20. Question 1. A digital stop clock measures time in minutes and seconds. The stop clock reads 50 seconds when it is started. It reads 2 minutes and 10 seconds when it is stopped. What is the shortest possible time that has elapsed between starting and stopping the stop clock? The shortest possible time will be the difference of these two times. We have to subtract the initial time from the final one. Final time is 2 minutes and 10 seconds. In seconds, it will be equal to 130 seconds. 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. Since here we have 2 minutes, so it will be equal to 120 seconds. 120 plus 10, it will be 130 seconds. So 130 seconds minus 50 seconds, it will be equal to 80 seconds. 80 seconds means 1 minute and 20 seconds. 1 minute 20 seconds is given here in option A. So correct option A. Question number 2. A long distance runner wishes to calculate her average speed for a race. Which calculation should she use? Average speed means total distance covered in total interval of time. Now we check the options. In option A, it is given average speed is equal to total distance over total time. So correct option A. Question number 3. A heavy metal ball falls vertically downward through air past 4 equally spaced levels J, K, L and M. The times taken to fall from one level to the next are measured. Where is the speed of the ball greatest and which time is shortest? Here the metal ball is moving vertically downward because of gravitational force. Since the ball is moving because of the gravitational force, so definitely when it is moving in the downward direction, it will have an acceleration, and this acceleration is called acceleration due to gravity, and the value of this acceleration is 10 meters per second square. Since the ball is moving in the downward direction with a uniform acceleration, so definitely its velocity will be increasing when it is moving in the downward direction. So minimum velocity will be when it is in between J and K, and the maximum velocity will be when it is in between L and M. So greatest velocity will be when it is in between L and M. Now what about the shortest time? Velocity is given as distance over time. Since distance in all the three cases is same, so where the velocity is greatest, the time will be shortest. So shortest time will also be when the ball is in between level L and level M. Now we check the options. Speed is greatest between L and M. Time is shortest between L and M. It is given in option D. So correct option D. Question number 4. An arrow travels horizontally in a straight line at a constant speed. In which direction does the weight act? Weight always act vertically in the downward direction, and vertically downward there is only one force that is shown by alphabet A. So correct option is A. Question number 5. Two different blocks consist of different materials. 4 different methods are suggested to compare the two masses. Number 1. Compare the acceleration with which they fall freely. With free fall acceleration, we cannot compare the masses. Number 2. Compare the values of their length, breadth and height. Product of length, breadth and height is called volume. So with the volume, we cannot compare the masses. So number 1 and number 2 are not the possible points. Number 3. Hang each in turn from the same spring. Compare the extensions. Yes, we can compare the masses by this option, by this point, because here we are calculating the weight, and weight is given as W is equal to M into G. So M mass will be equal to W over G. So whatever be the weight we will get here, we will divide this one by the gravitational field strength G, and we will get the mass. So number 3 we can use to compare the two masses. Number 4. Place one in the right hand pan of a beam balance and the other in the left hand pan. Yes, we can compare because here we are using physical balance, and by physical balance we can calculate the masses. So here we can compare the masses by using a physical balance that is given in point 4. So we can compare the masses in number 3 and in number 4. 3 and 4 only is given here in option C. So correct option, option C. Question number 6. The diagrams show 4 solid blocks with their dimensions and masses. Which block has the greatest density? Density is given as mass over volume. Now in all the 4 cases we have mass and also we have area and height. Volume is product of area into height. So here we can say in all the 4 cases we have mass and volume. So we can easily calculate density in all the 4 cases. In option A, mass is given 14 gram, height is given 2 cm and cross-sectional area of this object is given 10 cm square. Density is mass over volume. Mass is 14 divided by volume. Volume means area into height. Area is 10, height is 2. Area is 10, height is 2. We will get the answer 0.7 gram per centimeter cube. In the same way, we have calculated the density in option B, C and D. And now by solving the densities in all the 4 options, it is clear that the maximum density is in option C. It is 2.7 gram per centimeter cube. Whereas in A it is 0.7, in B it is 1.2, in D it is 1.7. So the greatest density is in option C. So correct option, option C. Question number 7. A mass of 20 kg is held stationary by a rope passing over a frictionless pulley. What is the tension in the rope? Since the rope is stationary, so here we can say the upward force is equal to downward force. Now downward force is weight of this block. Weight is given as product of M into G. M is given 20, G is 10. So the weight will be equal to 20 multiplied by 10, it will be 200 Newton. Since it is stationary, so whatever be the weight, same is the tension in the rope. So tension in the rope is 200 Newton, that is given in option D. So correct option, option D. Question number 8. A spring is suspended from a stand, loads are added and the extensions are measured. Which graph shows the result of plotting extension against load? When we suspend load, there is an extension. This extension is directly proportional to the load. When two physical quantities are directly proportional to each other, their graph will be a straight line. Now we check the options. Option A. Option A is a straight line, but in option A it is shown that with the increase in load, extension is decreasing. Since by adding load, the extension is increase, not decrease. So option A is incorrect. Option B, here it is shown that with the increase in load, there is no extension. So it is incorrect. In option C, it is shown that there is extension by adding load. But here it is shown that when load is 0, we have some extension. It is incorrect. When there is no load, there will be no extension. So this one is incorrect. Correct option is option D, where it is shown that with the increase in load, there is an extension, and when the value of load is 0, the value of extension is also 0. So correct option, option D. Question number 9. A wooden bar is pivoted at its center so that it can rotate freely. Two equal forces F are applied to the bar. In which diagram is the turning effect greatest? Turning effect or moment is product of force and moment arm. What is moment arm? Moment arm is the perpendicular distance from pivot to the line of action of the force. Means this distance is called moment arm. So moment will be more where the moment arm will be more. Now here in the option A, it is our moment arm for this force F. Here it is our moment arm for this force F. In B, we have two forces. One force is acting at this point, second force is acting at this point. Now moment arm for this force F will be starting from this point to pivot. this distance is less than this distance. So the moment will be less in B as compared to A. Now we check the other options. In option C, it is first force, it is second force. Moment arm will be distance from this pivot to this force. Now this distance is less as compared to the distance in A. Since the value of moment arm is less in C as compared to A, so definitely the product, the moment will be less in C as compared to A. Now what about D? It is pivot, it is line of action of force. So starting from this point to pivot, it is our moment arm. Now moment arm in D and moment arm in A, it is same. But there is one difference in A and D, that in A, both the moment is in anti-clockwise direction, whereas in D, one moment is in clockwise, second moment is in anti-clockwise. So in D, this clockwise moment will balance the anti-clockwise moment and the resultant will be 0. So the maximum moment will be in option A. So correct option is option A. Question number 10. A machine is very efficient. What does this mean? Efficiency is a ratio of output over input. So where the output will be more and input is less, it will be called more efficient. In other words, we can say the efficiency will be more where the wasted energy is less. Now we check the option. Option A, it produces a large amount of power. B, it uses very little energy. Option C, it wastes very little energy. Option D, it works very quickly. Here correct option C, where it is given it wastes very little energy. When it will waste very little energy, so we will get more output from the same input and it will be called more efficient. So correct option C. Question number 11. An object is lifted vertically by a motor. In which example is the power produced is the greatest? Power is given as work done over time and work is given as force and the distance moved in the direction of force. Now we check the options. Option A, lifting a shorter distance in a longer time. Option B, lifting it the same distance in a longer time. C, lifting it a shorter distance in the same time. Option D, lifting it the same distance in the shorter time. Here from this formula it is clear that with the decrease in time power will be increased, or with the increase in distance moved, or with the increase in force the power will be increased. So the power will be maximum where the time is shortest. Now here in the option D it is given lifting it the same distance in a shorter time. Since here we have shorter time, so here in the option D we will get maximum power. So correct option D. Question number 12. 4 identical submarines P, Q, R and S are lowered from one depth to another in water of a constant density. The initial and the final depth of each submarine are shown in the diagram. Okay, here we have 4 submarines P, R, Q and S. This P is lowered at a distance of 20 meters, it is lowered to 40 meters, it is to 20 meters and it is lowered to 40 meters. Which row is correct for the difference in pressure from the initial to final depth of each submarine? Pressure exerted by a liquid is given as rho GH. Here all the 4 submarines in the same sea, so definitely the value of density and the gravitational field strength will be same. The only difference is about height. So pressure will be more where the height difference is more and the pressure will be less where the height difference is less. Now we are looking that in P and Q the height difference is same, it is 20. In R and S the height difference is same and it is 40. Since height difference is more in R and S as compared to P and Q, so here we can say in R and S the pressure exerted by the liquid on the submarine will be more as compared to pressure exerted by the liquid on the submarine in P and Q. So in P and Q, pressure will be less. In R and S, the pressure will be more. Now in the options, least change in pressure. In option A, it is given submarines P and Q. In P and Q, we have least pressure change. In R and S, we have maximum pressure change, because here the height difference is more as compared to P and Q. So least change in pressure, submarine P and Q, and greatest change in pressure will be R and S. In R and S, the pressure change will be greatest. In R and S, it will be same, but it will be more, it will be greater as compared to P and Q. So here our correct option is option A, where it is given least change in pressure is in submarines P and Q, and greatest change in pressure in submarines R and S. Question number 13. The diagram shows a stone suspended on a string under the surface of a liquid. The stone experiences a pressure caused by the liquid. What would increase the pressure on the stone? Pressure exerted by a liquid is given as rho GH. Now here, if we have to increase the pressure on the stone, we have to lower this stone. We have to increase the distance of the stone from the surface of the liquid, because with the increase in height, with the increase in distance from the surface of the liquid to the point where we have to calculate the pressure increases. Now we check the options. Option A, decreasing the surface area of the stone. B, increasing the mass of the stone. C, lowering the stone deeper into the liquid. D, using a liquid with a lower density. Here our correct option is option C. With the increase in height, with the increase in distance from the surface of the liquid, the pressure on the stone will be increased. So correct option, option C. Question number 14. Why can a gas be compressed easily into a smaller volume? In a gas, the molecules are far apart from each other, and when we apply a pressure on this gas, these molecules come closer together, and when the molecule will come closer together, the volume of the gas will be decreased. Now we check the options. Option A, the molecules are far apart. Yes, it is correct option. The molecules are far apart, and when we apply pressure, with the application of pressure, the molecules will come closer together, and when these molecules will come close together, the volume of the gas will be decreased. What is given in the other options? Option B, the molecules do not attract each other. Yes, it is correct for the ideal gases that the molecules do not attract each other, but it is not the reason that with the application of pressure, the volume is decreased. Option C, the molecules move randomly. Yes, it is also correct, molecules move randomly, but again it is not related to the pressure, it is not related to the volume. So option C is also incorrect. Option D, the volume of each molecule can be reduced. No, volume of the molecule cannot be reduced. Volume of the molecule always remains same. The distance in between the molecule will be reduced, because of which the volume of the gas is reduced. But the volume of the molecule, it will remain same, it will remain constant, it can neither be increased nor be decreased. So correct option, option A, the molecules are far apart. Question number 15. When a liquid evaporates, some molecules escape. The temperature of the remaining liquid changes. What is the effect on the temperature and from where the molecule escape? In evaporation, the molecule escape from the surface of the liquid, and when the molecule escape from the surface of the liquid, the temperature of the remaining liquid decreases. Now we check the option. Temperature of the liquid. Temperature of the liquid decreases. Now decreases is given in option A and B, so possible options A and B. What about the molecule escape? Molecule escape from surface of the liquid. The surface only is given in option B, so correct option, option B. In A, it is given everywhere within the liquid. Everywhere within the liquid, it is in boiling, not in evaporation. So correct option, option B, temperature of the liquid decreases and molecule escape from the surface only. Question number 16. What happens when a metal block is heated? Option A, its breadth, height and length all increases. B, the width increases only. C, the height increases only. D, the length increases only. When we heat any object, its length, breadth, height, all the sides are increased. Or simply we can say, when we heat a metal block, its volume is increased. And volume means length, breadth and height. So here we can say its breadth, its height and its length all increases. So correct option, option A. Question number 17. A night storage heater contains a large block of material that is heated electrically during the night. During the day, the block cools down, releasing thermal energy into the room. Which thermal capacity and which nighttime temperature increases will cause the most energy to be stored by the block? If the thermal capacity is more, then more energy will be stored, and in the daytime more energy can be released. So thermal capacity should be more. And which nighttime temperature increase? If the temperature increase is more, then definitely more heat is stored in this heater and more energy, more heat can be released in the daytime. So thermal capacity should be more and the temperature should be more. Now we check the options. Thermal capacity of block, in option A it is given large. More or large, same thing. So here we can say thermal capacity of the block should be large. Now large is given in option A and B, so possible options are A and B. What about the temperature rise? It is discussed that with the increase in temperature, more heat will be transferred in the block. So with the increase in temperature means large temperature. Now large temperature is given in option A. So correct option, option A. For a heater to release more energy in the daytime, the thermal capacity should be large and also the temperature increase should be large. Question number 18. The diagram shows the changes of state P, Q, R and S that occur in solid, liquid and gases when they gain or lose thermal energy. Solid is converting to liquid, so for P it is melting. Liquid is converting to gas, so Q it is boiling. Gas is converting to liquid. Here it is condensation. Liquid is converting to solid, it is freezing. It is asked what is the name of change R? Change R is condensation. Condensation is given here in option A, so correct option, option A. Question number 19. In which does thermal conduction not occur? Conduction, convection, these two are mode of heat transfer that occur in presence of a material medium. In the absence of material medium, conduction and convection is not possible. Now we check the options. Option A, a gas, B, a liquid, C, a solid, D, a vacuum. A vacuum means there is no material medium, and without a material medium, conduction and convection is not possible. So our correct option, option D, a vacuum. In a vacuum, conduction not occur. Question number 20. A metal surface of a kettle is hot. What happens to the cool air outside the kettle when it comes into contact with the hot kettle? When the cool air comes in contact with the hot kettle, this cool air will absorb heat from the kettle, and when it will absorb heat, it will expand. When it will expand, its density will be decreased, and when the density will be decreased, it will rise up. Now we check the option. Option A, the density of the air decreases and air falls. Density of the air decreases, yes it is correct, but it will not fall, it will rise. So option A is incorrect. B, the density of the air decreases and the air rises, yes it is correct option. In C it is given the density of the air increases. In D, again it is given the density of the air increases. Density of the air will not increase, it will decrease. So C and D are incorrect. Correct option B. The density of the air decreases and the air rises. Now we have completed up to question number 20. The remaining part 21 to 40 we will solve in the next session. Thank you very much.